Hello and welcome back to Weyermann's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this Oh So Happy For You card using the Delicate Dahlias, which is a celebration item right now, and the Brick Mortar 3D embossing folder. So I'd been looking back through my video feeds and realized that I'm starting to fall into a color pattern again where I'm always using the same colors. So I challenged myself to use colors I haven't used in a while. So I have got Gorgeous Grape and Highland Heather and Basic Gray for the card today. And I'm going to use an aqua pen to do the splatter effect. And I've also used some opal rounds that I've colored with a smoky slate dark Stampin' Blends. I have also used a scalloped contour die to cut out the middle piece. So let's get started with this, and I will show you how I created the card. I need to stamp the outline of the Delicate Dahlia in the Gorgeous Grape. So I'm just going to ink up, and I need to stamp over. You see, I've already got a splatter because I oversprayed a little bit, but that's okay. It's all good on this one. So I'm going to ink up, and I'm going to put this down just a little bit close and up. This one is a little bit in, so I'm going to try and place this one just a little bit closer to this edge. And this piece is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, just so it mats a little bit against the 5 1/4 by 4 Gorgeous Grape. Okay, I also need to stamp this on the piece that goes in the middle. So I will stamp that. And I'm just going to come in like this and stamp it down. There we go. This stamps really, really dark to start with, but it does lighten up as it dries. So if you do this and you go, wow, my Gorgeous Grape is really dark, it does lighten up. And that's the case with quite a few of the inks. They are startlingly dark until they dry. So I'm going to come in with the Highland Heather and match up my stamp and come in and stamp in to fill in the flower. So with the photopolymer, it does make it so easy to line things up. I'm sorry if you get my hair in the camera while I line this up. There we go, just like that. Some of them come a little bit off, other ones are absolutely perfect, but all are just fine. This piece now I need to run through the cut and emboss machine with the Brick and Mortar folder. So I'm just going to place it in, make sure it's lined up straight so my bricks don't go across, and I'm going to run it through the machine. So I love stamping first and then doing the embossing. It really embeds the image into the paper and makes it look really, really good. Adds a real 3D effect to it. So again, that's the Brick and Mortar folder. So I have this piece done. I need to stamp. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the flower here, knowing that I need to leave room for the Oh So Happy here. So I'm going to place that down, and I'm just going to stamp the Oh So Happy afterwards because I just need to understand where things go. There's a bit of a risk in that because if you stamp it a little bit crooked, then you have to start again. But these are the photopolymer stamps, so you can see through them, you can see where you're stamping, so it does reduce the risk significantly. Okay, let's put that out of the way, and then we'll throw that away. And I'm going to use my Basic Gray and the stamp. So we're going to come in, we're going to place this down, and there we go. And we are done with that. So I'm going to dimensionalize this onto the card. And then we'll do the splatter effect with the aqua pen. And I will actually clear everything out of the way when I do that, because I didn't when I was practicing the card, and I managed to have to take a wet wipe and wipe everything down afterwards because I had oversprayed everything. So let's just get this loaded up onto the front, and I'm kind of bottom cornering it just a little bit, and you just put it down where you think it looks the best against the background, and then you can just maneuver it to make sure that it's straight. There we go. So I thought that this was really pretty but a little plain, which is why I added in the opal rounds that I had colored. But even after the opal rounds, it struck me as being just a little bit plain. So that's why I did the splatter effect on it. So to do that, I've taken my basic gray and I have squashed it down, and so it creates a puddle in the middle of the lid. And then I took my aqua pen and I made sure it was really, really wet. Like you can see that there's lots of water there. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna get a tissue and wipe off my hand. And then I swirled it in the ink in the lid, and I just banged it on my finger. So you can see the splatter coming off like that. So, and then just to clean your aqua painter, you just swish it, swish it, swish it until it runs clear, and then you put the lid back on. Okay, so now we can load it up onto the card mat and base. The base is smoky slate, not basic gray, but I wanted just something soft to frame everything. So this is a 5 1/4 by 4 in the gorgeous Grape. And I'm just going to line this up on the card base. Make sure I have it the right way around to load this up. And I didn't dimensionalize this. This is just flat adhered to the card front. Again, checking I've got everything the right way up. Lining this up, and this is, there's only an 1/8, actually a 1/16 of an inch around each side, because I cut an 1/8, or an 1/8 off each end. So we're just going to make sure that's straight. And there we go. And we're going to use the take your pick tool to lift up the gems so we can put them down on the card. And I just randomly placed, I was debating about putting them in a line or just randomly placing them down. So I chose to just randomly place. And I've got a bit of a smudge or smear there, so I'm just going to put one of the opal rounds over top of it. And then I'll do this like that. And there we have it, a card to celebrate anything. Oh, so happy for you. Could be a birthday, it could be a job promotion, it could be making that big change in life that someone's been contemplating. So I hope you've enjoyed this card and it's inspired you, and let's create together again soon.